Hey there traders, it's Jeff from thestockbandit.com, and I just wanted to bring you a video tonight taking a look at this stock ALXN, which is doing something that a lot of other stocks are doing. Take a look at this intermediate term trend. It's been clearly working its way higher for the past several months, coming off this May low, and you've got a really nice, well-established uptrend. Every little dip along the way has been bought, and it's been followed by more new highs in the stock, and so it's been paying to enter on weakness in a gradual trend like this. It's not the type of runaway momentum where you can really chase strength. It's the type where you want to wait for a dip before you can get involved. But the big question here, as we kind of zoom in here to the most recent days, is this a dip that can get bought? And we're seeing obviously volume starting to pick up. We're seeing a little bit more momentum here as we've seen some weak finishes each of the past 4 sessions. Even up here where the stock was reaching new highs, we saw poor finishes on each of those days, much closer to the low of the day than the high. And then that was also followed by a little bit of a pickup in momentum to the downside in yesterday's session as well as today on Tuesday. So now price has retreated right back toward this uptrend line, which currently stands around 110. So with price finishing at 111 and change, it's obviously very close, and that represents an opportunity for those pullback buyers to identify this as the line in the sand, and obviously an entry at this point would be very close to that line. But is this the type of entry that you want to be making? You know, yes and no. Pullbacks to an uptrend, that's typically good, but it's not just an across-the-board rule. You want to make sure that you're evaluating the price action along the way. Just the fact that this thing is a biotech stock, that's a little bit of a concern, but not all biotech stocks are weak. In fact, just today, we were able to, in the member area, close out a really nice trade in a different biotech stock. This AFFY was just a 5-day move for us. Caught this on the 2145 breakout right there, and then closed it out today as it crossed 23.7. That was a 10% move in just 5 days. So there are some strong biotech stocks, but when you see one like this that's starting to suffer a little bit with the market, it's also very important that you take a look at the NASDAQ. This is a NASDAQ stock. The NASDAQ itself broke through 3,100 today. That's a very meaningful breakdown, and now we've got room to continue lower after having created a short-term lower high and now a short-term lower low. Going back to this chart of Alexion, ALXN, you've got the weak finishes here over the past few days, and obviously some swift movement to the downside. And what you really want to be careful of is that the stock is able to stabilize in this area above this uptrend line first. So maybe give it a day or two. Make sure that it's going to hold here, or that it's at least going to attempt to hold. It's not likely that it's going to ramp straight back up to this high. And so be very careful with a stock like this. Whether it's this particular stock or another one that you're evaluating, pay attention to how the pullback is taking place. You don't want to just buy back into a trend line and just enter on any dip to that. Evaluate that this might prove to be the beginning of a change of character. Let prices really prove themselves. Let price show that it's going to really start to stabilize here, and then you've got an opportunity to possibly get long. But at this point, be very careful, and always take a look at the overall market and the index that a particular stock might be found in, and recognize that that's going to have a big impact on the directional nature of the trade as well. So thanks for joining me for this episode. I will have more for you soon, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.